Alright, this video is part 2 of multiplying and dividing, and the excluded values are going to come from the denominators. So this 6 is not going to give us anything, but the x minus 5 is. So the excluded value for the x minus 5 part, set it equal to 0, x equals 5. So 5 is the only value that the variable x can't be. Now, in order to simplify this, you have to remember this is multiplication. So we're just going to multiply across the 1 times numerator times numerator. So we're going to get 6x minus 30. And in the bottom, we're doing the same thing, but this time it'll be denominator times denominator. And we'll get 6 times x minus 5. And in this case, you can either factor the numerator or distribute the denominator. If you distribute the denominator, you'll notice that they cancel each other. So this expression cancels that expression. The answer will be 1. Alright, for the next problem, we have this one. And in order to get the excluded value, we need to set the denominator equal to 0. Now this has an understood denominator of 1. Alright, so let's see, n squared minus 13n plus 40. I need two numbers that multiply to 40 but add up to negative 13. Oh Lord, is that even possible? Let's see, 8 times 3, negative 8 times, oh my gosh, I'm having to think. Okay, I figured it out. It's late, guys, it's late. It's negative 8 times negative 5. That gives me positive 40. And negative 8 plus a negative 5 gives me negative 13. Yes! Alright, so it's n minus 8, n minus 5. And this is set equal to 0. That means I have to set them individually equal to 0. So from here I get n equals 8. And here I get n equals 5. And we said that we don't get anything from the 1. So the excluded values are going to be 8 and 5. And then now we need to, since this is multiplication, we have to multiply across. So n minus 2 times n minus 5, right? Numerator with numerator over the denominator, but I'm going to write it in factored form. So it's n minus 8, n minus 5. And look at that, the n minus 5's cancel. And my answer will be n minus 2 over n minus 8. So this is the simplified form, and these are the excluded values. Alright, this is the next problem, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get the excluded values. And because this is division, it's going to come from both denominators plus the numerator. This only happens during division. So we're going to take each of these and set it equal to 0. Alright, minus 35. Whoa, it's not writing. Here we go. That cancels. 7b equals negative 35. Dividing by 7, b equals negative 5. Then we have to take the second denominator. And for this, we're going to have to factor. We need two numbers that multiply to 30 and add up to 11. So 15 times 2, 10 times 3, 5 times 6, yeah, 5 times 6 it is. 5 plus 6, that gives us 11. So this is b plus 5, b plus 6 equals 0. So that means we have to set each of them equal to 0. So from here we get b equals negative 5 and b equals negative 6. Oh, and let's not forget the 3b. So we have to set the 3b equal to 0. and we get b equals 0. So what are the excluded values? -5, -6, and 0. All right, and what is a technique to solve a division, simplify a division problem is keep, change, flip. So we keep the first one. I think we can factor out a 7 from this. We change the multiplication, and the b squared plus 11b plus 30 is b plus 5b plus 6. And we'll put it in the numerator because we're flipping over 3b. I think this we can pull out a 7, so this would be b plus 5. All right. The numerator is b plus 5, b plus 6, and the denominator is 3b. Whoa. Use a color pen. We have a 7 here, and we have a 3 here, right? 7 times 3 is 21. We have a b, and we have a b plus 5. The b plus 5's cancel. So what do we have? We have b plus 6 over 21b. And those b's do not cancel because this is b plus 6 is a group. So that b is not by itself, okay? So they do not cancel. The answer stays like this. All right, this is the next problem, and the excluded values are going to come from this both denominators and this numerator. So when x plus 6 is set equal to 0, x equals -6. When x minus 10 is equal to 0, x equals +10. And when 6x minus 60 is equal to 0, add 60. And divide both sides by 6. We get that x equals 10. And so the excluded values are -6 and 10. Right? These are the two values that x can't be because it makes the denominator go to 0. Now this is division, and how do we solve division? We keep, change, we flip. So x plus 7 over x plus 6 times, because we're changing, and then x minus 10, we're flipping, over, we can pull out a 6 here. 6x minus 10, right? Pull out a 6, we get 6x minus 10. And this is going to make our lives a little bit easier because the x minus 10s cancel. But try to remember this 6 is in the denominator. So literally what you have here is x plus 7 over x plus 6 times 1 over 6. So the 6 doesn't magically go to the numerator, it's still in the denominator. So how do we put this together? X plus 7 is the numerator, and you have a 6 times x plus 6 in the bottom.